A-Glass Fantasy is a mother-daughter stained glass studio. We like to focus on pretty much anything really, I think. We do repairs and customs and hangings to candle holders to big installed windows.
I started the business in 1987 officially. I was doing glass in like 78, so I've been doing it a long time. I come from a family of artists. My dad was a photographer. One of my aunts had her master's from UCLA in art. Growing up, it was normal to be doing art. And so actually, I grew up thinking everybody could do this. Everybody could do everything I can do. But I've found over the years that's not the case. It is a special thing. And I do believe it's genetic, that because it runs so strong in our family. And I think, like, there's families of doctors, there's families of lawyers, and there's families of artists. It's amazing what comes out of these fingers. And it's nice to be able to make a living on our own, doing things I like. I like what I do. I liked being able to be around to raise our kids. I did art projects in the schools.
She was always out here when we were little. We had a bunch of her pieces hanging in the house. The studio has been in this garage, which is the house that I grew up in, for the last 35 years. So I've always been around glass. It's just always been a part of my life, and I never thought that I would do it.
I didn't really think about whether the kids would want to do it or not, because I'm a firm believer in them doing what they want to do. But they're so artistic. All three of my girls are so artistic that I'm not surprised that Amy came in the business.
I started around 2.5 or 3 years ago. I went part-time at my day job to focus on my button making business, and then decided I had all this free time, and my mom needed help revamping the business for the 21st century and getting online. In exchange for doing social media and website stuff, she started teaching me.
Obviously, she thinks the same way I do because she learned so fast, and it just made sense to her.
It's a big process. Each piece kind of starts differently. Sometimes I get an idea and find reference photos and draw them. I like to do my designing in Illustrator.
Make up a design, make a pattern. The pieces have to be cuttable, so it can't be any inside right angles, because the break is going to want to keep going straight. So you have to be conscious of making cuttable pieces. Picking the glass is really important, and it is time-consuming.
I feel very fortunate that I joined my mom, who has 40 years worth of glass. So I just look slowly through all the pieces, trying not to cut myself, pull them out, hold them up to the light, hold them up next to each other until I find what looks right. Then you take a glass cutter and you score the glass. Then you pull it apart and down, and it breaks.
So then you start cutting and grinding, foiling.
And then solder. And then I usually edge my pieces in lead came, and then solder it again, and then clean it, and add chain, and then photograph.
It's a process. It's a long, arduous, physical process.
I really do love working with my mom, and feel very fortunate to have joined her in this business endeavor.
She helped me clean 30 years worth of mess in our studio and get it organized to where we can actually find the glass we want. So that's really awesome. And she has brought me kicking and screaming into the 21st century with Instagram and having a website, and she's made this a real business.
I feel very lucky to have joined her and one, get to spend this time with her, but to suck up all the knowledge that she has. She has 40 years of experience. She's self-taught, which means that she's still constantly learning too. So we're learning together, but then I feel like I have a leg up over a lot of my peers my age who are teaching themselves or learning off the internet. Just having this relationship with my mom has been really special.